Alright, Jess, what do you think of the rock?
I think it's rocky.
What else?
And there's lots of rocks on it.
Lots of rocks on it. Have you ever climbed the rock before?
Nah.
Do you think you can?
Yes.
Well, let's
She can
see.
do anything.
Last night we looked at Jesus going up to the cross. Do you remember the film that we showed? There's a few trials that Jesus went through. So this is just a little snippet from a passage. And then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the governor's headquarters, and they gathered the whole battalion before him, and they stripped him and put a scarlet robe on him, and twisting together a crown of thorns, they put it on his head and put a reed in his right hand. And kneeling before him, they mocked him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they spit on him and took the reed and struck him on the head. And when they had mocked him, they stripped him of the robe and put his own clothes on and led him away to crucify him. So I guess what we're going to look at today is some of the sufferings that we would have gone through at when we were climbing the rock. Did anyone have any pain that they felt on the rock?
When I went flying down the hill.
Haley, what pain did you feel?
When I was going up the hill, my legs.
Yeah, your legs?
Oh yeah, your legs.
Legs, yep. I was losing my breath.
Back of my knees when I was going up the steep hill.
Back of your knees, yep, Zach.
I was as fresh.
When I fell and started rolling down it, because I went off the different track where I was supposed to.
Okay, yep, so we've all had a few different sufferings.
But mine's worse. I hit
So it
lots
was
of
good.
rocks.
So half of us made it to the top, half of us didn't. But I want you to look at, as we think of the rock that we climbed this morning, I want you to picture yourself 2,000 years ago now. So picture yourself 2,000 years ago, and you're looking at a different rock, a different hill, and that hill is called Calvary.
We wouldn't be alive.
The hill is
steeper
called Calvary, and Jesus on that day, 2,000 years ago, he climbed another rock. And the sufferings that Jesus went through is way more than what you guys went through. We're almost there. How you feeling, John?
Absolutely knackered.
So we saw that passage, like even before he went to the cross, he went through all these different trials. That he was whipped by these guards. They put a crown of thorns on his head. I think that would hurt. They plucked his beard at one stage. That's a sign of that they didn't like him. They were mocking him. They were spitting on him. He had to carry his own cross. Now the cross was upwards of 500 pounds, they reckon, to lift. So that's quite heavy. He had to carry it all the way for about an hour, they reckon. And he was mocked by the crowd, and they stripped him. And then they stretched out his arms, and they put 6-inch nails through parts about there, through the wrists, and that's the place where you have the most nerves in your body. So imagine how painful that would have been. So they put 2 on each one, or 1 on each one. They put some nails through his feet, and then his ankles, yep, and then he was taken up on the cross, and he would have been there for about 4, 5, 6 hours tops, baking in the sun. No food, no water, no help.
Not be able to breathe.
Not be able to breathe, that's right.
Properly.
And that's where Jesus died. Now, as much as how terrible that is, all these physical sufferings that Jesus went through, he actually experienced something worse, which is spiritual sufferings. So when Jesus climbed up that hill on that day, he climbed a greater hill. He didn't just climb a hill just to show how tough he is, okay? He actually climbed the greatest hill, and it's the one that we cannot climb. And that mountain is our sin. that sin is us rejecting God. Okay, it's not just doing bad stuff, it's actually saying to God, get lost, I don't want you in my life. That's what sin is. And the Bible has said that we've all done it. Okay? So it's good that Jess has this crown. So basically, the Bible is saying this is sin. Like taking this crown off God and saying, I'm going to be king. I'm going to be king of my own life. And the thing is, God says, all right, you can go your own way, but the problem is we're not kings, are we? We don't know how to run our lives. And so death happens to all of us because we've cut ourselves off from God. How's everyone feeling? Hot?
Loving it.
Nice.
Nah.
What's to go this walk 2 minute, stop 5 minute thing? Keep going. I need a pool.
So we're about halfway.
We're not halfway.
Are we halfway?
About halfway.
We're gonna die.